Today, we are talking oil prices because what else is there to talk about? I mean, honestly, it has once again become the all-consuming topic in Alberta's political scene and I think in everyone's daily lives.
I think everyone's got egg on their face over this. And it's not just because of the magnitude of the decline, it's the speed of it. I mean, I went back to October 1. Prices were twice what they are today, October the 1st. They're about $90 a barrel. They're about $46.50 today. So that is an amazing free fall in a very short period of time. So why is this? I mean, I think the single most important issue or factor at play here is how resolute the Saudis, UAE, and Kuwait have been in their determination to drive the price down. And I think that has been underestimated from day one. And so the forecasts of late have gone from 50 plus prior to the end of the year, I would say, would be a consensus forecast down into the 30s now. That's a common figure. Many economists and forecasters are saying prices could dip into the 30s.
Wow.
So here we are at 46. I guess the good news is that we're most of the way there. If we started falling at 107, we're at 46. So
right.
Another $10 to go.
And I have a question for Gary.
Yeah.
Why are they so resolute in keeping the prices low?
They are determined to crush the U.S. shale industry. And U.S. shale is still producing U.S. in total in aggregate is producing more than 9 million barrels a day. And the U.S. Energy Information Administration just put out a report a couple of days ago, and they predict U.S. production will continue to grow right through next year. So part of the reason for that is that supply-demand is quite inelastic, as the economists like to say. You can't turn off the faucet overnight. There's a lot of producers that have to keep producing because they've got contracts, they've got shipping contracts, they've got workers to pay. You can't just shut in production overnight. So this is going to go on. And the only way that we're going to see a significant change in the dynamics here is if the Saudis and their friends within OPEC change their tune. And so far, there's no indication of that.
We've certainly seen the price of oil rise and fall before. I mean, there isn't anything particularly unusual. We've had severe drops in oil prices in the past. What's different this time is that we don't have the cushion that natural gas used to provide. Natural gas used to be a really, really, really important revenue stream in this province, putting in $7-8 billion a year into the provincial purse. Now it's barely putting in $1 billion, and forecasts are in 2 years it might be only putting in $500 million. I mean, $500 million sounds like a lot of money, but not compared to $7 billion. And if you lose gas and oil at the same time, then you're facing a really, really difficult crunch.
It's going to be a tough 6 months ahead. You know, the Suncor announcement about 1,000 job cuts this week is rippling across the oil patch. There's a lot of anxiety out there. I'm hearing from people in the towers in Calgary saying that they're hearing from fellow workers who are nervous about their jobs. So this is going to have a big impact throughout the oil patch in terms of job losses for months to come. There's also going to be, a freeze on investment. I mean, there's just not going to be new spending, even in other areas of the economy, I think, because everyone is so nervous. In fact, right now, the world feels like it's going slightly crazy. I don't honestly. I think we're gonna be into a tough period here. We're going to be writing a lot of negative news stories and columns, and that's reality. I wrote a few months ago, no, we're not going back into 2008. I wish I hadn't written that sentence at the top of my column back in October. At the time, I did not think we were going to be going into this kind of period in Alberta, but unfortunately, that's what it feels like. It feels like a repeat of 2008, 2009.